So our last video was about converting within the US system of measure. This lesson will be about converting between the metric and non-metric system. A couple of links are included in your notes for you to explore. I recommend you checking out the US Metric Association. They have some interesting examples of incidents that happened that included the confusion between metric and non-metric units. As well, they have a table of equivalence of different quantities related to our world in metric and non-metric units. Okay, so the only thing that's going to change in our examples between what we did before is what the conversion factors are that we're using. So we're now going to be down in this third row in our conversion sheet. And in order to make our process understandable, to make this sheet that we've provided you with not too extensive, we haven't included all of the different conversion factors between metric and non-metric systems. We want you practicing that unit factor method. And so this is essential. When you're doing your worksheets, when you're doing your tests, you must use the unit factors on your sheet and not ones found on the internet. Okay, so for your length measurements, we've given you two ways to go between metric and non-metric units of measure. We have a conversion between inch and centimeters, and we have the conversion factor between miles and kilometers. The exact conversion factor between inches and centimeters is quite small, so that's included. The conversion factor between miles and kilometers is the exact version is quite long, and so we've included a conversion factor that's exact to 5 significant digits. That's what we expect you to use if you're converting between miles and kilometers. 1 mile is equal to 1.6093 kilometers. It has the stars beside it because it is an approximation. Okay, for volume, you have a conversion factor between gallons and liters, accurate to 5 significant digits. 1 gallon is equal to 3.7854 liters. This isn't the exact conversion factor, but it's, again, for any of ours conversions that involve 5 significant digits or fewer, it'll suffice. For mass, we're not going to use the conversion factor between pounds and kilograms. A short way people often convert is to say, oh, 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds, and although that's quick, okay, it's not accurate enough for us. That's only accurate to 2 significant digits. So instead, we've got the conversion factor between pounds and grams, accurate to 5 significant digits. 1 pound is 453.59 grams. Okay. Something else to note about volumes, if you look on the internet, you might find different equivalencies between gallons to liters. Some of them are quite significantly different. The reason why is there's actually 2 different types of gallons in the world. There's US gallons, which we've included the conversion factors for, and there's also UK or imperial gallons, which are slightly bigger. So when we're talking about gallons, pints, quarts, we're talking about US gallons, pints, and quarts, and not UK ones. Okay, so you will see other conversion factors around on the internet. That's, again, another reason why it's important that we use our conversion factors on our conversion factor sheet for our worksheets and for our tests. With that information in hand, let's set off on doing our first conversion factor, or first conversion. So we have 46 pounds and I want to convert it to grams. So I can start by writing off my initial measurement, including units. And then I think to myself, do I have a conversion factor that lets me go from pounds to grams? I do. I know that 1 pound is 453.59 grams. So I can write up my unit factor. I can cancel my units. And I know when I go to my calculator, I'm going to put in 46 times 453.59. When I do the calculation, it comes out to 20,865.14 grams. Looking back at my initial measurement, it has 2 significant digits in it, so I'm going to round my final answer to 21,000 grams, so that my final answer has 2 significant digits, just like my initial measurement. Amazing. Let's continue on. Our next example, we have 35.0 square inches, and we want to convert to square centimeters. I have my initial measurement, 35.0 square inches, and I ask myself, do I have a conversion factor that lets me go from inches to centimeters? I know that 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. So I'll put my conversion factor there. But now, remember, because it's square inches, I need to square my conversion factor. So into my calculator, I'm going to put 35.0 times 2.54 squared. We square the conversion factor when we're converting squared units. I press equals, and it comes out to 225.806 centimeters squared. Next step, I round my final answer to ensure that I have the correct number of significant digits. I write my final answer, including units, to the correct number of significant digits. 35.0 square inches is equal to 226 square centimeters. 3 more examples before we set you off on some practice. Okay, we've got 15 kilometers. I want to convert to miles. I go to my conversion factor. I think about what it is as far as length, volume, mass that I'm converting. I'm converting a length. And I'm going from miles to kilometers. Amazing. I've got a conversion factor that'll let me do exactly that. So next to my initial measurement, I'm going to put my conversion factor. I put the initials, the units that I'm starting with in the denominator, the units that I'm converting into in the numerator. I have 1.6093 kilometers to 1 mile. Okay. And in this case, because my conversion factor, the piece that's not 1 is in the denominator, I'm going to enter in 15 divided by 1.6093 into my calculator and press equals. It comes out to 9.3208222718 miles, rounding to match the significant digits we started with. We'd be rounding to 2 significant digits. My answer is 9.3 miles. Excellent. Let's look at the next one. I want to convert 14.0 quarts to liters. Quarts to liters. I'm going to go to my conversion sheet. Quarts to liters, what sort of units are those? Those are different volume units. Do I have a conversion factor that lets me go directly from quarts to liters? No. But I can go from liters to gallons, and I can go from gallons to quarts. Awesome. We have ourselves a pathway. We're going to go from quarts to gallons to liters. We have 14.0 quarts. Next to that, I'm going to put the conversion factor that lets me go from quarts to gallons. There's 4 quarts and 1 gallon. Then I'm going to go from gallons to liters. I know that 1 gallon is 3.7854 liters. By setting up the question in this way, I do my conversion with only going to my calculator once. I'm going to take 14.0, divide by 4, multiply by 3.7854, press equals, and get my answer of 13.2489 liters. Okay, final step after I've put into my calculator is to round to match the number of significant digits. My final answer will be 13.2 liters. Okay, reminder, as I'm going through this, I might be doing this faster than you can write. Pause the video at any point, rewind it, watch it again, and drop into my office hours if you have any questions about what you're seeing. Okay, I can slow it down and provide some more details. So last example before time to practice this idea of converting between metric and non-metric units. We've got a baby's weight. A baby's weight in non-metric units would be in pounds and ounces. So we've got a baby who weighs 8 pounds, 2 ounces. So 8 pounds, 2 ounces means 8 pounds plus 2 ounces. Remember, there's 16 ounces in a pound, and so it's 18 pounds plus a bit. Okay, and we want to figure out what that baby's weight is in kilograms. Okay, and report to 4 significant digits we're told here, because it's a little bit different with pounds and ounces when it's reporting weights, because they're often rounded to the nearest whole number. Okay, so we want to convert to kilogram. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this up in 2 different parts. We can convert the 8 pounds to kilograms, and we can convert the 2 ounces to kilograms, and then we'll add them together at the end. So, okay, pounds to kilograms. Do we have a conversion factor that lets us go directly between pounds and kilograms? No, but we do know a conversion factor between pounds to grams, and we know that there's 1,000 grams in a kilogram. So we can line up our conversion factors to let us go from pounds to grams. 1 pound is 453.59 grams, and then we can go from grams to kilograms. There's 1,000 grams in 1 kilograms. Notice how my units cancel out between the numerator and denominators. When I go to enter this into my calculator, I'm going to put in the initial measurement, 8 times 453.59, and then divide by 1,000. The answer is going to come out to 3.628072 kilograms. Because we're not at our final step, we won't round that yet. Okay, let's convert the other part of this mass. We've got 2 ounces. They want to go from ounces to kilograms as well. We don't have a conversion factor that lets us go directly there, but we can go from ounces to pounds. We know there's 16 ounces in 1 pound, and then just as before, we can go from pounds to grams, and then we can go from grams to kilograms. When I enter it into my calculator, I'm going to do 2 divided by 16 times 253.59 divided by 1,000, press equals, and it comes out to 0.05669.875 kilograms. Okay, to finish this off, I have my 8 pounds, 2 ounces is going to be equal to the sum of those values that we just found. Adding them up, I get 3.684777075 kilograms, amassed around to 4 significant digits. So I'll report my final answer as 3.685 kilograms. Okay, excellent work. So next in the notes, you have 4 practice problems you can work through. Pause the video, give them a shot, and then check back for your answers. If you need a little bit of extra help on the last question, stay tuned. Okay. So for this last question, we're going from gallons of water to kilograms. Figuring out this path is harder than some of the other things that we've done. Because we're going from a volume of water to a mass of water, we need to find our right pathway. We can go from gallons to liters, liters to milliliters, milliliters to grams, and grams to kilograms. There's your hint. Try it out. The answers to the practice problems are right here. If you have any questions, please stop by my drop-in office hours to ask for help, or send me, oops, I forgot that last. There we go. So check your answers, drop by office hours if you have questions, or send me an email to book another time that works. Okay, good luck, and stay tuned for the next video on rate conversions.